Hello and very good morning, trader. How are you? Welcome to the trading cage. This is where we beat the gold every single day. So, how are you guys? You guys fine? Today, Friday, the 27th of February, and it's pretty much a weekend for the traders, but we're here to do our last day this week of our live and our analysis of this beautiful gold. Let's see what gold has been up to so far, what it's been doing since yesterday, since the opening of the American market yesterday. Let me just get some of these lines out. Just managed to sort out some stuff. I did not trade yesterday in the afternoon, so just traded in the morning. So I left everything here that I had shown you guys before. So let's go over to our daily chart. Okay, if you came across this video and you're not in our live right now, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to our channel. Okay, we make these lives every single morning. Okay, during the weekdays, 9 to 10 o'clock Brazilian time. Okay, so that's pretty much 7 to 8 in the morning at New York. So we make these live. We make this analysis to make sure that we know exactly what we are looking for on the opening of the American market. So if you like this sort of stuff and if you're looking to learn how to map the price and what you should be looking at when you're trying to get into a trade on the gold, follow us and I'm pretty sure that you're going to see that the technique we use, it's pretty awesome and pretty neat, okay? So first of all, we had a retraction yesterday of the gold. It went to pick up that liquidity that we spoke about on the minimals of the opening market of yesterday. So it went down even a little bit lower to get that liquidity. As we said, market was a bit tired up there. So it had to grab that liquidity below. It did. And then we can see here that we are above this 50%. So market works in between high, low, and 50%. So we are above this big retraction here on the gold, okay? It has confirmed pullback to the high, to the record high price. So we know that price is coming here. We just don't know how long it will actually take for it to reach there. It could be in a day, could be in 2 days, could be in a week. It could create a consolidation zone like it has below here before actually breaking through. Now it can still be here for some days before it actually reaches that maximum high. But it has confirmed pullback so far, okay? So we are waiting for this price to reach that region. Now, let's have a look at this here. We have these movement, and on these movement, minimum of candle 38, maximum high of candle 38 as well. We can see that candle 41, which is today's candle, has tested this 50% and is above this 50% region. So, and above its 50% as well. So most likely we'll be seeing this market looking to come back to these last highs once again. So maximum high of candle 40, possibly a maximum high of candle 39, but we need to see that on the lower time frames, okay? We still have got inefficiency here from the high of candle 38, okay, to the high of the body of candle 21. So we still have got that inefficiency there. that hasn't been consumed yet. And what else have we got? For the daily chart, this is pretty much it. We have support below, we have support in this region here, which is that minimum of that trigger candle 19. We can see that candle 40 respected that support. Now candle 41 tested the same support, and it's trying to get back on its way up. Let's go over to our 1 hour candle. Red Bull gives you wings. We have candle 105 here, just breaking through, closing inside of candle 100. Okay, so this is quite good, which shows us that candle 106 will probably continue on its way up. Let me just have a look at one thing really quick. Is this? You're right above 50%. Okay. All right, so we're expecting candle 53 to come back to the height of candle 30, okay? So we should be seeing this price up here now. It's too late for me to get into this trade because candle 158 haven't tested. The one that did test was candle 157, but I'm too late to get into this trade, so I'll just let it go. I'll get the next one. So here on the 1 hour, what we can see is that we have got resistance in this region. We also had a lower resistance, which was below. So at the moment, what can stop that price in there is actually these trigger candles, 78, 76, and 77. But it might not stop it, okay? Since it came and generated a little bit of liquidity here, it stopped the buyers here or bought there. It hasn't grabbed any liquidity below. So it's a little bit odd. It's a little bit of an odd movement. Yesterday, we had a very good short of the market on the 5 minutes after after the American opening. So it came here and grabbed all this liquidity below, which was below candle 71 and candle 70 here. Also stopped everybody from candle 68 and 69. So this was a very good liquidity grab. And then after candle 86, it still came down lower to stop everybody that bought on candle 85 and brought this liquidity right back to the structure. Right now, we are in a bit of a consolidation there, but from what we can see that price is triangulating a little bit. So we have this uptrend here, and we have this downtrend here. Look at that. So chart is triangulating, and we're gonna have a bit of a fight here today because it's gonna have to break through to one of the two places. I'm guessing that price will go up. Okay, so candle 106 here just reached the trigger candle 76, and you can see how it rejected that trigger candle there. So it's just coming back down, which is one of the reasons why I didn't want to buy on that other candle that didn't test. Too close to the trigger candle. All right, so price triangulating. It's gonna have to pick a side, okay? I'm still betting that this price will probably break through the highs, okay? Since we are above all 50% at the moment, I'm still expecting this price at the highs instead of the lows. We do need to wait for it to start breaking through our highs. Hey, Sabu, how are you? Good morning, buddy. Good to have you here. I'm still expecting it up there. Okay, it may make a small pullback here around the 50%, but I'm still expecting this price up there. We are above all 50%. We have a good grab of liquidity below. So all these candles grabbed all this liquidity here to make sure that we have enough stops on these highs. We can actually change this here and put it here. So we can check it there. So we have quite a lot of liquidity above candle 64. And not only there, we also have got quite a lot of liquidity around here, just above candle 92 here. This is a region that if price gets to it, it will accelerate here, and then will accelerate on top of candle 76. And then you just see a very big candle going forward, okay? Even if it comes back down afterwards, you would still see a very big wick here on a candle because we'll have to accelerate, grab this liquidity. If it grabs, sorry, looks like I'm having internet issues. Are you guys there? Can you hear me fine? Looks like I'm having a little bit of internet issues. Here it says that OBS had disconnected, but I think it's back online. So, so far we know that price triangulating, but we do know that price is above 50% and it is on its way up. So should be going on its way up instead of coming down. There's a lot of liquidity that was already grabbed. Candle 104 came back to support around the 50% region here and couldn't break through. So let's just wait for this price to break through candle 76 here. And we pretty much got a free run into the maximum highs of candle 100. Okay, because the next relevant stopping point is candle 65 there. So we can actually grab this here and put it here, which is the maximum high, just over maximum high of 100. But then if it starts stopping everybody that has put their liquidity on top of candle 100, this price could just accelerate and break through that trigger candle 65. So you shouldn't really be holding that that price. I'm trying to unselect this, so when time comes, it's not going to be deleted. And this line here, but it's not allowing me to do so. Hang on. Let's see if I can do it now. There you go. Cool. Let's go down to 15 minutes. On the 15 minutes, we had candle 53 going over to that trigger candle 63 on the 1 hour chart, which is the minimum of candle 25 here, and then just coming back down. Now, what price can't do at the moment is it can test the 50%. That's totally fine. But we don't want to see it coming back down, okay? We don't want to see it breaking through these 50. Because if it does, then it's going to have to come back to the support region. So I don't want to be buying right now because I have got a bit of a rejection there. But for me, since I do believe that this market is on a uptrend, I would prefer if it stayed above that 50%. We have got the triangulation, so we've got the trend line coming down there. This could act as a resistance for the price as well, but I prefer to expect this price breaking through here, these highs, and grabbing all that liquidity above. Okay. Let's see what else we can see here on the 15 minutes. I'm not going to jump into a trade right now. We are above 50% of that movement there. So I'm not going to be selling on candle 54. And I'm not buying due to the rejection. Now, if the 1 minute actually confirms pullback to the highs here, we could actually get into a trade on the 1 minute and see how far we get. But it would have to close above 50% here for us to get into a trade with a small stop, okay, a shorter stop. The stop would be just under candle 789 if it confirms pullback to the highs, okay? Now, for the time being, let's see what I can see here on the 15 minutes. Pretty much triangulation. Price going sideways. We've got support in this region. We've also got resistance. We've got support and resistance where the price is at the moment, which is at that trigger candle that we're having there. So if I pull this back up here, you see that that's the same support. See, that's the same support where the price just rejected there on that trigger candle. So we got support and resistance at the same place. So that region does need to be broken through. First, it's a very strong resistance in that region, okay? So this is pretty much us for the 15 minutes. There's no channels, grab that liquidity. We still have liquidity below here. So our liquidity grab, if it was to happen again, would be around here. Let me change this to pink so we know that this is seller's liquidity. And let me put another one down here, because this one would be a liquidity grab as well, just at support, okay? The other one that's quite huge is the one below yesterday's, this one. So there is quite a bit of liquidity to be grabbed. It's still down here in case that the market doesn't have enough liquidity to break through these last highs, okay? But we do need to see what's going to happen in this region here, because this region here, it's a very strong resistance point for the price. Coming down to the 5-minute chart, pretty much same thing. Don't want to be getting into trades below this resistance here. I'll wait for it to break through and see what's going to happen above. At the moment, it's not a really good place to buy. But then we can't sell either because we are above 50%, we are above support, above 50% of the day as well, not only of the movement, and above 50% of the macro movement. So a lot of 50s. Let's see if candle 161 will manage to close above candle 160, and hopefully break through that resistance. That would be awesome. We could possibly see a lateralization of the price here until about 10 o'clock, because at about suggest stop loss entry and take profit for long position. We can go for swing trade, sir. Sabu, you could go swing trade on the 1 hour, but your stop would be quite big. Okay. There we go. Candle 800, just closed above 50%. So we have confirmation of pullback. Candle 161 must reach the maximum high of candle 158. You could go for a swing trade if you want to, but the issue is that all your stops are very, very long. If you're going for swing trade, it would have to be on the daily chart. If you come here to the daily chart, your point of stop here would pretty much be below candle 38. Okay, so you could go from here, go long from here to about that high, but we don't know how many days this will take to reach there. And even though if you put your stop down here, it's still not secure enough. Okay, because your stop should be below 50% of this movement. So it should be below candle 33. But imagine the amount of margin that you would have to have such a long stop. It's a very, very long stop. So you'd have to put your stop down here and then to have your take over here, or possibly up here. But then for it to be one for one trade, you would need to put your take here, and this could take quite a bit of time, okay, to get there. So swing trades, they work on the daily chart. We do know that price has to come back here, and the only way to protect you would be below this 50% and below trigger candle 33 here. So it's quite a long stop to be put in a position, okay? But then I don't know how much margin you have, so that might be actually okay for you. But it could take days for the price to reach there, or even weeks. The way that price is moving at the moment, it's consolidating and then it's triangulating. So it's not that easy. There you go. So candle 161, candle 801 actually broke through trigger candle 787, which meant that price on candle 802 should have come over here to renew this maximum high, but it didn't. So it's about to fail the pullback. If it breaks through trigger candle 795, it will have failed the pullback, and then we'll expect this price again at the 50% region. 50% region here of the 5 minutes, okay? So 804 is testing now. It does need to close above candle 801. But as I said before, that resistance there is really, really strong. Let's see how the buyers are going to deal with this big pressure from sellers at the moment. One thing out while I'm here. Candle 162 opened up Coming down, candle 804 and 803 did close inside of candle 795 on 1 minute. So 805 needs to come down and renew that minimal and stop everybody that bought in there. It is around the 50% region, so it should see some support in that region. All right, so candle 53 rejected that resistance. Candle 54 on the 15 minutes is coming down in the same manner. It's still above 50%. Okay, I'm going to put that Fibo here so you can track it. So it's still above that 50%. It's not going to be easy trading today, simply because it is the last day of the month, and the structure of price is just going to be slimming down and down and down until it breaks through to one of the sides. So today is going to require a lot of patience from you guys. Okay, best thing to be trading will be above resistance, and once it rejects support coming up. So just do hard scalps today, small trades, unless price actually breaks through this trend line here, and then we could see an acceleration. But at the moment, if I can tell you one thing, just do small trades, just scalps, get your take profit, put in your pocket, call it a Friday, and then next week you come back, will be the start of a new month, and then we start fresh from there on. So be very, very careful today when you're trading. All right, so candle 808 does need to renew these low, okay? So it does need to come and grab that liquidity below 789, which will probably make it to accelerate until this 50% of our Fibo here. It's not going to do it, is it? No, it hasn't renewed the minimums of 789. But it's still got to do that. Anyways, if it comes above the 50% and then it breaks through the minimums of candle 801, we're still not buying there. I'm still going to wait for that break of that resistance before I get into a trade. So price does need to close above that resistance, and then it needs to test down that resistance for support, and then I'll be getting into a trade going long. But before that, I'm not going to do anything. If it comes back down, I do need it to break through this 50% here, and then I do need it to break through the 50% of the day here, which can also work as support, because we have all these sugar candles to the left here around the 50% of the day. If you have a look on the 15-minute chart, you see that on the 15-minute chart, the 50% of the day does serve as a support and resistance for the price as well. So price right now is just in between support and resistance within basically 500 points of each other. So nothing to do in there for the time being. Well, for now, if you guys have got any questions, just write down on the chat, okay? I will answer all your questions. We are in a area where there's nothing for us to do at the moment. There are no trades. So if you have any questions about day trade, feel free to ask them, okay? I'll be, uh, it's better if we do that than just keep on looking at the chart while we got nothing to do. This is one of the boring parts of being a day trader, is actually waiting for the market to do what it needs to do before we actually get into any trades. The other thing that I say every single day is patience pays the trader. So be patient. Last day of the month, we know it is a hard day. Every last day is a difficult day. But today, the structure is just awful. So it's one of those days that you can actually lose money instead of making money. Look at how other markets are doing. Oh, shoot. Other markets are worse than the gold. Man, I normally don't like to trade on the last day of the month. I will only trade if I get really good movements. Okay. So if I get really good movements where I see that price will pay for sure, like I have a high possibility to be paid, then I will get into the trade. But if it doesn't, then I won't. There's no point. Just throwing money in the bin. Okay, so we got candle 163 coming back up. Okay. Now we have this 50%. Candle 807 didn't renew the minimals of candles 7, 8, and 9. So we still have that minimal in there. Okay. So it hasn't done what it was supposed to. Let's see. Candle 163 coming down once again. Now we can see that on the 1 minute, the oh, sorry. We can see that on the 1 minute, the market there is not actually managing to break through that 50% of that 1 minute. So it's really nothing to do, but at the moment, price should come to stop these people here because it did fail the pullback up here. So since it failed the pullback, it does need to come and stop these guys. It's just mucking around in there, but it must come down here. So we have quite a strong movement here from sellers. We do have a big push from buyers trying to get the price up, but it does need to pick up this liquidity below before it decides to move up and stop and break through those trigger candles in that resistance above. Okay, so price does need to come back and grab that liquidity. Very hard day to trade in that region. Okay, we've been waiting now for about 30 minutes and the market isn't going anywhere. So let's wait, be patient, be patient. It may give us a trade soon, but nothing to do for the moment being. Okay, be patient. One thing for sure is, if you come across this video, don't forget to like it, comment, subscribe to our channel, share these channels with your friends. This is a new channel. Okay, we started it on the 5th of Jan, so we're going for about 60 days. We have over 80 videos now on YouTube, um, doing pretty much the same thing every day. There we go, just renewed minimals of candle 789. I would want to see a stop in there. So it does need to stop those guys. It hasn't. Okay. It hasn't picked up the liquidity yet. It does need to come down a bit lower to grab that liquidity. It did it did complete the obligations of the failed pullback, which is to renew the minimals. So it renewed the minimal at the lowest point of candle 789, which was the lowest point of that pullback at the time. So it did its job. Now we want to see the price grabbing that liquidity and pushing the price back up, if that's the intention of the market. Okay. Uh, very soon. I haven't had any time yet, but I'm gonna be loading up some new videos for new traders. Okay, trying to explain how candles work, how price works, and then I'm gonna be loading these up to the channel as well. So pretty soon. I'm just really busy with all my businesses, but I'm gonna be doing that for you guys as well. Also, I have loaded up some workshops that I did with my students to the channel. It is in Portuguese, but you can get captions in it. Um, so you can actually watch that and see how market works. Most of the workshops I do with my students, they are at the BRL index, which is the B3 index, EBOV, Brazilian index. And okay, so now it did grab that liquidity below. So candle 164 should be popping back up. Let's see. So the most of the workshops, they are on the Brazilian indexes or the Brazilian against dollar, the American dollar. So you can actually see how price works and what sort of trades we could actually do in those regions. So it works pretty much the same thing for the forex market and for the gold. The only difference is that on the gold, the frequency of the market's a lot higher than what we would have on the Brazilian market, because Brazilian market, it's a lot smaller than what we could get on the gold. The gold is one of the most tradable assets in the world, so we can't compare the frequency and the amplitudes. But it's a lot better to study on a smaller amplitude than to study on very large amplitudes. It's a lot faster to study as well. So that's the reason why we do that there. But those workshops are at YouTube. Yesterday, I recorded another couple, just making backtest with the guys. So um, I'll probably load those up today. All right, so candle 164 closed as a doji, okay? So indecision in the price. So nothing to do. Once again, we are above support, below resistance, and we have indecision on candle 164. So we are going to continue to wait. As I said before, it's not going to be an easy day to trade today. It will probably get a little bit better on the opening of the US market, but we do need to see some sort of break of the structure at the moment, as price is just triangulating, and this is not really good. The other thing is we do offer private mentorships, so just in case any of you guys are looking for a mentor to learn how to make market readings, I can actually teach you how to do that. I'm gonna leave my phone number, my Brazilian phone number, which is WhatsApp, here on the description, and also I'm gonna leave my Instagram in there so you guys can actually follow me through there. I do post a lot of things in there trade-wise every day, so feel free to follow me there. It will be awesome to have you there. Okay, so I've got 2 Instagrams and my phone numbers right there. If you need any help, let us know, and I'll do my best to help you out. Now, Kindle 165, once again, rejecting this 50% here. Let's see how Kindle 165 will behave if it's going to break through that 50% here on the 1 minute. Right, so market is in a really difficult position at the moment. Nothing to do. Okay, we just gotta wait. Consolidation zone. Price is triangulating here on the 5 and on. Look at that. So we got a downtrend here. We've got an uptrend going up. Price is triangulating. It is above support and it is below resistance right there. Not a good place to trade. So we're just waiting. I'm just reading through the movements. What are the obligations? What are the obligations for this price? But nothing to do trade-wise, okay? It's not a good place to sell, and it's not a good place to buy. So please be careful and be patient. All right, so candle 166 is still above that 50%. Let's wait for that movement. Let's see if it will pay us there. Candle 166 coming back. So right now it's touching that trigger candle 161. So let's see if it will go. Okay, candle 166 didn't manage to break through that trigger candle 161. Comes to do another liquidity grab. We have a big push here from sellers. Let's see if it will come, if it will continue, if it's going to break through that 50%. Over here on the 15 minutes, we do know that 50% here, it is a support. So we are waiting for it. It can't break through, didn't manage to break through that 50 yet. Candle 827 came exactly at that 50%. And once again, it might be closing above this 50% of the movement here. So it's an odd day. It's not going to be easy. As we said before, it's not going to be an easy day, okay? Okay, candle 166. On the 1 minute, it made a pullback to the minimals. Okay, so we've got here candle 827. This break through that minimal, and then 828 closes below that 50%, which means that candle 829 does need to come down. And renew that minimal of candle 827. Candle 167 once again testing up. Let's see if it's gonna manage to come down. Candle 167 is coming once again to the support region. Let's see how it goes, what it's going to do. All right, candle 167, still around the 50% of the day. Nothing much to read. It's a bit boring at the moment. It is just at the 50%, just all support. Okay. Sorry, I'm not very talkative today, but simply because there's nothing much to read in there. We've got a small trend line here on the on the 5 minutes and on the 1 minute for here, which is pushing this price down. But again, just above support, just below resistance, nothing to do. Candle 167 once again uses the 50% of these movement as support. So we've got these 50 here as support for the price, but price can't break through that support and it's not managing to come back up. It's not a good place to trade. Once again, don't trade in there. Leave it. Wait to trade above this resistance, okay? Okay, so we've got candle 168 here, opening up exactly at the trigger candle 161. It could try to come back up right now because it did grab a little bit of liquidity from the buyers here, so it has got some liquidity that it got here on the 50%, just below the 50. But not a really good region to buy at the moment. We are below the 50% on the 1 minute of the last movement. So let's see, we have got this here. Now our Fibo of this whole consolidation is pretty much here. So we are at the 50%. Nothing much to do right now. Not going to put a trade through, even though I do believe that this price is going to go back to resistance. As we know, it is a very strong resistance point. There are no trades in there. Guys, I've got 4 minutes to go. So what I'll do is I do need to go over to my other students that we trade together after 10 o'clock. Hopefully by the US market opening, this market should have evolved from this lateralization here. But one thing for sure that I can tell you guys is do not trade while price doesn't break through these 50, okay? Wait for the price. If it comes down, wait for it to grab this liquidity here, and then it must close below this structure here. So wait for it to close, wait for it to test this region, and then you possibly could be shorting the market down here until about this support trend line in this region, okay? Price will probably come here to the 50% of the week. It could even stop these guys here and then leave us a 3 candle pattern around here to come back up. So it could do that movement there. The other movement that it can do is, let me get my zigzag. Okay. So the other movement that you can wait for is wait for it to break through this trigger candles here and this resistance, okay? Wait for the price to break through here, then to test this region. Once it tests, it could give you a good buy here, but then be careful with this trend line here, okay? Just be careful with it. Now, we do know that if it does break through here, it's going to be coming here, and we've got a lot of liquidity up above in that region there. So you could be looking at really good trades in this region. Now, I don't believe that price should melt today, okay? We do have liquidity down below. We are speculators, market speculators, so we can speculate. So we could say that the other thing that could happen is market comes down here, it does a retest, and then it comes down and grabs all this liquidity below here. Then it can come back to this region of 50% and then come down a bit more. But I do not believe that it will continue to come down quite a lot because it has tested this support here on this 50. It tested one and then it came tested again, then it came down, grabbed liquidity, grabbed liquidity here, pushed the price back up, then it came around to that 50%, then pushed that price back up again, and then it came here to this 50%, which is a pretty awesome support for this price. So I do believe that we're better off with a 3 candle pattern on this 50% here to go up instead of trying to short this market, okay? So just have a look at this and pay attention to it. It should be awesome, okay? Well, now candle 169 is trying to break through that resistance that we've been waiting the whole morning for. We actually waited for 1 hour. So it's going there, trying to break it now. If it does close above, wait for a test. Be careful. Don't put too many contracts in there, okay? Reduce your hand because your stop loss will have to be below candle 166. All right, so it's a trade that could pay really well up here, but it could actually come down once it hits that trend line there where the price is triangulating. So guys, I do have to go. This is the analysis for today. Market was sideways, so there was nothing for us to do. Just have a lot of patience, which we all know that patience is what pays the traders. It's better than putting your capital at risk over nothing, okay? Well, thank you very much for your time. This is a trading cage. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this content with your friends. I will be seeing you guys back on Monday at same time at 9 o'clock. We start until 10 o'clock. Wait for that candle to for that candle to do a retest after breaking through. Okay, I will see you guys soon and hope that you have a great weekend. I'll see you next time.